Imagine you're in your home late at night. You're by yourself. Suddenly you hear this rustling sound, this noise outside your window. Immediately you think, someone's trying to break into my house. At that very second, you start to sweat, a cold sweat. Your heart starts to beat. And you rush to the phone and you call your friend. You say, I think I'm about to be attacked. There's someone trying to break into the house. And your friend says, well, what did you hear? I said, well, I heard this rustling, this noise outside. Well, it's a windy day. Don't you have a tree outside your window? Well, yes, I do. Well, why do you not think it's the tree that's rustling in the wind? Suddenly your heart goes back to its normal beat. Suddenly you stop sweating. You feel this calm. You realize he's right. You look out the window. You see, in fact, the wind is knocking the branches against your window. It's all the interpretations you give. And it's amazing. What you think actually creates your emotions, which move you even physically. This is actually what we learn in the Kabbalah. The Kabbalah teaches us that there are 3 powers called Chachma, Bina, Dat. These are the intellectual powers. But what grows or what's born out of them is called Chesed, Gvuri, Tiferet, which is emotional, love, fear. And that then gives birth to Netzach, Hod, Yesod, which is fight or flight. It's your reflexes. But it all starts up here. It's all about what you think and taking control of the interpretations that you're giving. For instance, you set up with your friend to meet you at the restaurant, 8 o'clock. It's 8:05. Where is this guy? It's 8:15. I can't believe this jerk, right? He's keeping me sitting here. I'm so angry. I never want to see the guy again. Finally, the guy shows up at 8:30. How could you make me wait? I knew you don't respect my time. I'm so sorry, but I was in an accident. Suddenly, everything changes. Suddenly, you don't feel angry. In fact, now you feel compassion. Now you feel concern. Now you feel great love for this guy and care. Before you wanted to throw him out of your life. It all started with your interpretations. So what is the key to dealing with fear? It's to analyze what is it that you're saying to yourself. You know what? We are taught that the world was created through words. And it's all about words. What you say is actually creating what you experience. We live with words in our head. There's a dialogue going on in our heads. And we're giving definitions to people, to events. And you need to take control and decide, are you giving the right definition, which is the most empowering, the most calming, the most inspirational? Or are you actually giving definitions that are disempowering? Definitions that are upsetting? Definitions that are depressing? But it all starts with what you're saying in your head. Are you saying this guy's a jerk and he doesn't care about me and that's why he's late? Or are you saying, oh, I'm sure he has a great excuse. I'm sure that something must be going on and that he couldn't call me because his cell phone's battery went. It all goes back to there. So we need to understand that the emotional and even the physiological reflexes to the emotions are actually all coming from what we're saying. We are actually creating the life that we're experiencing right now. 2 people could be on the same bus, but they're worlds apart. A number of years ago, my family went on this trip, and it was getting late, and I wanted to do this trail very much to get to this waterfall. But it was getting late and the sun was setting. People were saying, you don't want to be in the darkness. And I was very adamant and I was very stubborn. And so I said, no, we'll get to the waterfall, we'll come back. It started getting darker and darker and darker. And before there I was with my family in complete darkness, walking back a half an hour from this waterfall, and I was so scared. And then I heard howling noises of wolves in the background. And when we got to the car, my wife looked at me and says, "That was so much fun. That was such a great idea." And I was thinking, what? This was horrible. I should have listened to you and not do it. You see, it's all the interpretations you give it. My wife looked at it as an opportunity of adventure that bonded the family, and I looked at it as an opportunity for danger. And there really wasn't any danger. But it's all about the words. So we need to become masters of interpretation, because your life goes according to the interpretation.